Hello and welcome to the Boomer Live. Today we are here to talk about two matches which happened today. And of course, the Mumbai fans are finally happy that they are finally off the mark in the table and they have the 2 points what they finally deserve. They'll be very pleased that they have got this victory on the day of Rohit Sharma's birthday as well. So we can actually go out to celebrate his birthday pretty well now. And now talking about another game which happened earlier today, RCB fans and RCB team will be really bothering now. They've got 4 games remaining. They're now 5 in 5, 5 wins and 5 losses. So of course we'll be talking about that later in the live. Let's talk about the first game which just got over. Mumbai Indians finally off the mark. It's been quite a while now. Every time you see Rohit Sharma coming to the post-match presentation as a losing captain, finally you are happy to see him come and talk about the win. Sandipani, what did you make of this win? Because Rajasthan Royals, you can say that they're not bat well at all. And as always, Josh Butler has been one-man show for Rajasthan Royals who batted well against Mumbai, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think Mumbai will be very happy with the win. They will be much more relieved, actually. Relieved is the word that they'll feel right now. I feel that because after 8 consecutive losses, it takes a toll on your head as well. I mean,
Right.
you could see the emotions when only four was required of the last over and Pollard got out. Rohit Sharma looked like they were losing it. But yeah, so finally relieved that they won, and I'm happy for them. I think they should have adopted this approach a long time back. Brave, I know they meant like they wanted Bravis to play and get accustomed to the conditions, like get to know the franchise, like get to play IPL is a big thing for him. And he was performing decently well in the first few games, but then eventually he fizzled off. As I said in the last few chases, that bringing in Bravis at number 3 was sort of taking away the momentum from them. Mumbai Indians were losing 1 wicket, and then suddenly they were losing a lot of momentum, and then the pressure was catching up on them. They were losing 2, 3 very soon. But today we saw two informed batsmen coming in at number 3 and number 4, which they should have done a long time back. Tim David came in and played that 20 of 9 balls, showing his potential. Like he
Right.
showed them that if you have two bad games, you shouldn't drop someone who you bought for say 8 crores. So I think all in all, they'll be happy. The bowling came good. Kartikeya was a bit lucky to get Samson's wicket of that half volley, not half volley, actually the half tracker. But after that, he bowled really well. He
Yeah.
said in an interview that he would like to consider himself a mystery bowler. He was bowling those carambos, some of those orthodox Chinaman deliveries. All in all, it was a very good, very clinical effort from Mumbai Indians. I felt Rajasthan was struggling a bit to time the ball. Butler, especially, was finding it very difficult. And also, I think they had a they missed a trick with the number 4 batting slot. I think Mitchell can come in at number 5 or number 6 and play more of the finisher sort of a role. I think
Right.
they should have tried out Riyan Parag at number 4 after the innings that he played in the last game. It clearly showed that Parag needs some time to settle down, as he does for his for his domestic side. He comes in at number 4, 5, takes some time, and then gets going. And even in the death overs, Meredith bowled really well, and Hetmeyer was finding it very difficult, and hence the result.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, you have summarized the match very well. Let's talk about some specific performances here. Let's talk about Mumbai Indians because we've always analyzed them as a losing side. And we wouldn't dwell much on Rajasthan Royals because it's been, one of those hiccups on the way because they've had a tremendous season so far. Let's talk about the winning team, of course, and that's what all people want to hear. You reckon they were 9 games too late to find their perfect balance. Now, if you look at that balance, they've got Surya Kumar Yadav coming in at number 3, Tilak Verma at number 4. They've got Tim David, who's batted brilliantly today at number 6, 20 runs on 9 balls, and that's a kind of reputation at which they bought him as well. 8 crore. When you spend on a player like Tim David, you want him to come out and finish games, and he did that brilliantly today. Alongside that, you have an extra batting depth in Daniel Sams as well. I know it's been too late, but then they'll be pretty happy, isn't it? Now looking ahead to the next season as well, they believe that they would have found the exact kind of combination, and also with Riley Meredith coming in and doing well, they know that even if Jofra comes in, he could be a good backup for Jofra, isn't it?
Yeah, I think they have finally managed to like get the perfect combination. I think Jofra coming in, Daniel Sam's position will be a bit in danger because he like is not like he bowls the opening overs and comes in at the death, but gets hit for plenty. Uh, as we saw in the last few games, barring that one game where he picked up 4 wickets. So Mumbai Indians usually finishes his 4 overs within the first 15. So I think Jofra Archer coming in will mean that Sams will miss the place. But with Archer coming in, given
Jofra
that
can bat
Archer coming in,
quite bit as well. So that would
yeah,
definitely
yeah,
be
yeah,
for
yeah,
like
definitely. And also, I think Ritik can come in at number 7 if they need a sort of a bowling all rounder to come in at number 7 ahead of Jofra if they needs to stabilize the inning. I which saw in that game where he came in at number 6 and played a decent knock. He
I'll
played a
ask
very
you.
good enough knock. Yeah.
You reckon that Mumbai should have already, at the start of the tournament, should have started with two spinners? People were rooting for Sanjay Yadav. Sanjay Yadav was that one name which was, making all the noise, even in the domestic circuit, even around the Mumbai camp as well. They've still not given him the debut cap, but they found someone like a Karthikeyan, they found someone like a Ritik Shocking. They come in and played their roles with perfection so far.
I Yeah, I think sort of Shaukin might just get a game as well. You never know. I mean, Sanjay Yadav might still get a game. I think he is gone. But yeah, just summarizing it, I think Ritik Shaukin or say Kartikeyan, they should have gone for, yeah, I think
Yeah, I just lost my power here.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Or rain, so and nothing much to talk about that. Yeah, we can carry on.
No, no, I was just talking about the thing that bringing in two spinners and using that combination. I think they even lost faith in Murugan Ashwin midway in the tournament. Like after the first 4 or 5 games, they lost faith in Murugan Ashwin. And Ritik came in his place. And I was expecting that if Kartikeya will come in, I think he will. I never expected Kartikeya to make his debut, frankly, because Sanjay Yadav was doing like Sanjay. There was a hype around Sanjay Yadav, and also Murugan Ashwin, I think, would have taken like staked his claim to the second spinning option if you like give him an opportunity. So I feel that now they will look to play two spinners, given that they have like favorable sort of venues, like favorable pitch. They'll I think play according to the pitch because Sunrisers Hyderabad has clearly shown that you can play with 4 pacers, or say Rajasthan Royals, they have 2 spinners, but they have shown that you can bowl 16 overs of pure fast paced bowling option because these pitches are
Right.
helping them with some even bounce, and there has not been much of turns like somebody apart from say a Yuzvendra Chahal who usually gives the ball a lot of revs. I don't
Mm.
think the ball has spinned a lot, barring that.
I mean, it'll be interesting to see whether IPL is going to be played in the next season as well. This season, you saw
Yeah.
most of the games being played in Mumbai, and if you're going to have home and away, you would build a team for the Wankhede wicket as well, because predominantly a home team plays 7 games at home, and Mumbai would be really wanting to play a game at home after a very long time. Yes, of course, as the power is also back, and of course, Mumbai also would be wanting it. It's the truth. Yeah, talking about Mumbai's success over the years, they've always relied on those two overseas combinations, two overseas pacer combination where you had in the previous generation you had someone like a Mitchell McLennan and Malinga bowling in tandem, or Mitchell Johnson and Malinga. You had a Trent Bolt alongside a Kultunai or Pattinson. When you always have two overseas pacers, you always rely on them because they've got an international experience. Now, looking ahead to the next season, Jofra, Meredith, Bumrah, and alongside someone like a Tim David, and I'm not sure Kyron Pollard is going to be someone who they're going to be backing for a very long period of time. But of course, with Kyron Pollard, Tim David, do you reckon this will be the 4 overseas players they will form a core around going ahead?
Yeah, I think definitely Kyron Pollard will have to eventually now fight for a place in the top, like to fight for a place in the playing 11, because he has actually, yeah, there are some issues with my net as well. Uh, Hello.
Sorry, guys. We've been having a tough time, especially when it comes to internet today. It's been acting up from my side as well. We'll just wait as Sandipani joins, and we'll carry on. Yeah, I
Yeah,
know
it's been that sort of a day.
with that sort of a day, just not just for me as in internet, but also an RCB fan. It has just been on and off. And of course, we'll talk about Mumbai now, as we were talking about Karen Pollard's position as well. We'll carry on from there, the four overseas players. You reckon they'll back Karen Pollard for another season as well, because now he's also retired from international cricket. So he will be getting an opportunity to go around and play those leagues. But when you are playing the international cricket, when you are there in the international circuit, you get all the eyeballs and you will be in form more often than not. I don't know how many leagues he'll go on to play from here on, but his performance hasn't really been a eye-catching one if you look at the last couple of seasons. I remember talking to Nikhil about this as well. Just barring one of the performance against Chennai Super Kings the last season, he has not really come into the act for the Pollard we know. And even in this season, he has not really played a match-winning knock. He has batted, he's looked very jaded, and it's been the case with him in international cricket as well in the recent past. How long will you think Mumbai are going to back this guy?
I think he will play for as long as he wants to play. I think he has to realize that he will realize at the moment, like whenever he feels that he is not contributing to the team the way he used to, we can feel it that he has been failing, like failing to win games for them in the last 2 3 seasons the way he used to in his prime. But the realization has to come from himself, because I don't think he has reached he has probably reached a stage where they will continue to back him for as long as he wants to play. But I think they have sort of found backup options in the form of Tim David. Tim David can even give you those 1 or 2 overs with the ball as well. Uh,
Right.
and I think Devil Brevis has a very bright future coming into the Mumbai Indians side. I think he'll get a lot of more opportunities in the next season. When I think they'll go with two fast bowlers, Tim David and Devil Brevis. If they don't continue, if they don't like think of continuing with Pollard in the next season.
Absolutely, and that's the way you want Mumbai Indians to move ahead as well. Now that they have invested heavily on youngsters, and it's a good season for them in one way that they've been able to find out various talents. They've possibly given most number of cap. They've been bringing one or another new player into the team, and you've been able to test them as well. And that's where you want your team to be. And now also knowing that there won't be a mega auction in the near future, you would want to invest in your youngsters for a very long period of time. And I believe that they found a good pool of youngsters from Mumbai Indians, and they'll be happy with this win, of course. Let's go to the match which happened earlier today in the afternoon between
Yeah,
Royal
just a second.
Bangalore.
Yeah, Abel. Yeah, I
Yes,
think my phone. Yeah, there's some issue with the phone. It will die, like the charge will die.
right. I think we might have to end the video in possibly one brief. We'll just brief it out here. What did you make of the win of Gujarat Titans, and where do you think RCB is going? I think we've lost Sandipani there, so it's been that kind of a live where we've not been able to make a correct judgment when it comes to what the teams are also going to be playing, what the internet connection is. I know you find these kind of days, especially when you are here, when you are commuting or communicating through internet. We'll just summarize the match which happened earlier today between Royal Challengers Bangalore and Gujarat Titans. Royal Challengers Bangalore won the toss and opted to bat, and they scored 170 on board, and they would have felt at the point of time that it was a score which was quite good on Brabant. But Gujarat Titans, they scored a brilliant partnership towards the end with Rahul Tewadia and David Miller, where they put on 79 for the fifth wicket, and where they chased down that total of 171 quite comfortably with almost four balls sparing. That's when I felt Rohit Sharma. That's when I felt, sorry, Royal Challengers Bangalore as a team lagged quite a bit on field with options as well. I thought they should have attacked someone like a Rahul Tewatia towards the longer end of the boundary quite more. Maybe that over from Hazelwood was a turning point as well. If you look at the overall perspective, where Hazelwood balled at 18th over, where he went for quite a lot. The momentum just gradually shifted towards Gujarat Titans there, and also someone like David Miller has been on spectacular form, and alongside Rahul Tewatia, who has been high school in finishing games for his franchise. Having said that, Royal Challengers Bangalore will be having a lot of worries to bother them, because it's their third loss in a row, and a tournament like IPL where momentum is such a key factor. You would want your players to step up. You would want your team to get going before it becomes way too late, and that's been a case for Royal Challengers Bangalore right now. And Faf du Plessis will have a lot to ponder upon, but they'll be quite happy that Virat Kohli got back in form. He scored a very slow 50. He scored a 50 or 45 balls, but nonetheless, they really wanted Virat Kohli back in form. And if you look at the business end of the tournament, you would want your openers stepping up. And now with Virat Kohli scoring that 50, Faf du Plessis will be also feeling that pressure off him. And Royal Challengers Bangalore will have a lot of changes, a lot of thinking to do now from here on as to what will be their exact game strategy. I feel chasing this ground would have been better, especially in the ground like Brabant. If you look at the scores as well, chasing teams have always won. Considering it is a day game, I'm not surprised that Faf du Plessis chose to bat. But when you're playing with a team like Gujarat Titans, they have chased down 48 in the last 3 overs, 59 in the last 4 overs, 32 in the last 2 overs, 22 in the last over. They are really mastering the art of chase with Rahul Tewate, Rashid Khan, David Miller finishing the game for them. So they are a team who prefers chasing as well. That's where Royal Challengers Bangalore should have put them off their strongest suit, and they should have put Gujarat Titans to bat first. But it didn't happen, and they had to face the wrath of David Miller and Rahul Tewati towards the end, which handed over their fifth loss in this season. Now they are 5 wins and 5 losses at 10 points, and all of a sudden the season looks very grim for them to even to qualify at this point. But yeah, it's still 4 matches to go for them. You never know what will happen in this tournament. Having said that, guys, we are going to end the live stream right here, because we've lost Sandipani as well due to some connection issues. And even my connection, my end has been quite iffy today. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you've been able to make your fantasy team to perfection as well. We had 2 games, and tomorrow as well. Get on to Boomer 11 app and make your fantasy team. And do not forget, this IPL you can win prizes worth up to $5,000. So don't miss out on that chance. And also subscribe to our YouTube channel, because it's one of the very rare days we have not been able to give a complete analysis and a very long discussion. But still, we're trying to pull through. We'll never have this kind of lives. Also, follow us on Twitter, where we'll be doing the game preview spaces, and follow our Instagram as well, where we will be entertaining you with some memes and also with some fantasy predictions as well. So, having said that, thank you all for joining, and have a good day and happy winnings.